guys, and welcome back to Let's Get Real.
Hello, hope you guys are all well.
Yeah, so today we've got a bit of an interesting podcast. So I'm Grace, just in case anyone's listening. So I'm going to be hosting this one, and I'm going to be interviewing Claudia about her fitness journey, which is so interesting. We have absolutely no plan for this.
We're just going to go with the flow.
Yeah, we'll see where it goes, where it takes us.
What do you want to know?
Okay, so let's start with, what was your childhood in terms of fitness like?
Oh my gosh, I was not sporty at all. You should have seen me up until year 12. I hated sport. I was in all the reject teams. That's what they were called at school. Honestly, I was awful. I would hate walking. I would hate running. I would hate any physical activity. That's why, when I started the gym, my family were like, what? They were like, you going to the gym?
Yeah, I think that our childhoods are quite similar in that sense.
I honestly hated it. Actually, I used to swim. That was the only physical activity that I would do. But to me, swimming was fun. It wasn't exercise.
Yeah, it was just splashing around.
Yeah, but I was in a squad. It was
okay. Ooh.
I didn't do competitions races or whatever, but I did swim 3 times a week. So my endurance was actually probably better then than it is now. But that was the only kind of physical activity, and then obviously I got into the gym.
Yeah. So how did you go from literally nothing at all, no interest in fitness and being healthy, and how did you go from that to getting into the gym?
I think it was when Instagram started being popular.
Yeah.
And I would see on Instagram girls like Tammy.
Yeah.
Hembro.
Yeah.
Posting, and I'd be like, oh my god, that's so cool. Look at her body. Look, she goes to the gym. Wow. And I think at the start, I was like, that would never be me. I hate the gym. I would never go.
Yeah.
And then I think people at school started to go to the gym. I used to go to the gym at school, in my PE games, whatever. And I literally used to sit there on the leg extension machine on my phone, pretending to do the reps. For an hour, I would sit there on the leg extension machine on my phone.
Oh my god, I love that.
Or pretending to do ab workouts.
This is literally so similar to me, because at school we had an option, if you weren't in any of the school sports team, which, spoiler for my episode, I was not, you had an option to do different sports stuff, and one of them was gym. So obviously the only obvious choice was my friends and I at school were well, let's go to the gym. We'll go on the treadmills.
Yeah.
We'll literally do the slowest walk possible, and we'll check out all the boys working out. That was the only logical decision, right?
Yeah, but my school was split. So it's a girls' school and then a boys' school. So I think that's why people didn't really care. They were just and the gym was so small as well. So there was 1 squat rack, 2 treadmills, and obviously there were quite a lot of us going there. So
you started the quad gains early then.
Yeah, but I didn't even fucking
do it.
Or I would do it on the lightest weight for an hour. I would literally sit there for an hour, and no one would tell me to move because everyone didn't really.
No one else probably was doing everything.
But anyway, so then it was more Instagram scrolling, more stalking people's feeds, and then I was right, I really want abs.
Yeah.
So it was abs and also a bum.
Of course.
But abs, I think, was first. And then it was literally me in my room doing ab workouts for half an hour every single day. I remember doing this 30-day ab challenge.
Oh my god, I remember that. And 30 days squat challenge.
Yeah. It was 30-day ab challenge. I honestly thought I would actually get abs from doing that.
Yeah.
It was doing the plank and then doing this.
There's all these TikToks at the moment where it's people Pov, you're in your room doing an ab workout and your mum walks in, and it's people running away because they're why was I embarrassed to be doing exercise at home?
That was literally me. I would get a little rug, a blanket. It wasn't even a mat, it was a blanket. I would go in front of my mirror and time myself doing these 30-day ab challenges. like, I mean,
so
I didn't really know what I was doing.
How the hell did you go from there to squatting 100 kilograms? Stop it.
I did a foundation year for uni. And it was there where I kind of, it was at Oxford Brookes, and Oxford Brookes, this gym I went to had a female only gym, which luckily really helped me in my confidence, because obviously I didn't feel intimidated. It was like a safe place for me to kind of like
was it just
learn.
A section of the gym, or was it the whole gym?
It was Phil Fit Gym in Oxford, if anyone has been or knows about it. Actually, Grace Beverley used to train that, yeah.
Ah, interesting.
So it's like the downstairs bit is like the normal mixed, and then upstairs like a smaller version of a female only gym.
That's so cool.
So I didn't even set foot in the downstairs gym once. I would always just go like straight upstairs and do my workout, and that's when I started to like do weights and stuff. Still didn't really know what I was doing. I would do random exercises, like I would do squats and I would do like bicep curls. Like it was just so random, but it was me doing something.
Exactly. And something is always better than nothing as well.
Yeah. And then it was kind of from there. And then it was my ex-boyfriend who I started going to the gym with, and started to I kind of just did what he did, especially doing upper body. Like I kind of just did what he did.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of where and then obviously like following more people on Instagram.
Yeah, and just learning.
And doing it myself, learning, and then people like correcting me on my form, and then like kind of improving like that, basically.
Yeah, that's so interesting, because I think I'm very much, our journeys, like the brief outline of it is very similar as well. So I kind of started going to the gym, then ex-boyfriend helped me. He would go to the gym and he'd just be like, okay, you try this now, and I'd be like, okay, sure, whatever. And then in the end, oh my God, my Siri is starting. And then, it got to the point where I was probably more obsessed with it than he was. And my passion like completely overtook his.
But it's like doing chess. Like, I wouldn't have started that. You're right.
For anyone listening, I just hit my elbow on the wall because I'm that clumsy.
Oh, God.
Anyway, you were saying.
I was saying, like chess, like I wouldn't have started it, or I wouldn't have started for a long time if it wasn't for doing it with him. Like I was like, why do I need to do chess? Like doing barbell bench press seemed so mad to me.
Yeah.
But then he was like, come on, just do it, try it. And obviously like I was starting off with the bar, and I was like, had no upper body strength.
And I think that's so lucky. My upper body strength was horrific when I first started, but I think that's so interesting as well, because through going with our exes, it almost pushed us to start doing upper body sooner, because we had someone just being like, just do it.
Because all I was doing was lower body or arms.
And I think that's so, like, so many people when they first start out, well, so many girls when they first start out, they're like, well, I want to bump, I want to abs, so that's all I'm going to train. And they completely like neglect their upper bodies. But actually their upper bodies are what gives them the appearance of having a smaller waist.
And also it helps your lower body, like
exactly
helps so much. Like I feel way stronger as well having that upper body strength. Like do you know what I mean? It helps 100%. Also like with deadlifts, squat, like it helps everything. And like, but I do understand that like getting the confidence to actually start doing it in the first place is really hard. And I'm really lucky that I had my ex-boyfriend and also the female only gym, because a lot of people would love a female only gym. Yeah,
definitely. And so obviously when you first started, form was probably not the best.
Oh my gosh, my form was actually awful. Like I've actually had to delete some of my form videos, exercise videos on Instagram at the very start, because I looked back like a year ago and I was like, what? Like it was awful. And like obviously I didn't know. Like that was just me trying to learn and trying to like, and that was, you know, now that I've obviously more experience and I've done it
for longer,
obviously my form's improved, and obviously I know I'm more knowledgeable, so like I know the different points. And
how did you learn?
I think by seeing other people in the gym and also on Instagram, I've had a few coaches.
Yeah.
And just by
doing.
Yeah, or watching videos or watching YouTube videos or, you know, reading up on things like, oh, you shouldn't, because there's a lot of fitness myths out there.
Your coffee's about to go. Oh my gosh, her coffee was literally on her knee. And I could see the cup like slowly tipping over, and I was like, this boiling hot coffee.
I'm so glad you told me, because like that could have been awful. You know what? I'm just not. The coffee couldn't be drunk laughter.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a lot of fitness myths out there, like you should proper squeeze your bum at the end of a squat.
Oh my god, no! Don't do it.
What other ones are there?
Well, no, that's the thing. You want to squeeze your bum when you stand up from a squat, but squeezing your bum and thrusting your hips forward are a very different thing. You want to stand up. You want to have that tension. Sorry, we're going so off track here, but you want to have that tension when you stand up from a squat, and you want to squeeze. You don't want to like push your hips forward at the top, because all that's going to do is misalign your spine.
But people were putting out on Instagram like, you have to squeeze your bum at the end of a squat. To like engage your glutes, whatever. And I was like, okay, right. And so there's me posting videos
doing the
same thing, which other people might have picked up on, copied. That is how information can just spread, like the wrong information.
I would say that's one of the things that pisses me off the most about social media, in particular.
Doesn't mean it's true.
Side of it is, don't get me wrong, I literally absolutely love like the fact that so many people have fitness accounts and so many people are putting out like such a positive message.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you're putting out the wrong information and you're not qualified, you don't have that knowledge behind you, and you're putting it out and then someone else is going to copy you, it's not fair.
You're spreading fake news.
Yeah, it's really not fair, and it really bugs me, because I was one of those people as well who, like, I went to the gym, I was doing single arm bent over rows with a dumbbell.
Yeah.
And this like 50-year-old man came up to me and he goes, you need to do it like this. So he showed me. So I was like, oh my gosh, this 50-year-old man has come up to me and shown me how to do it. I'm so embarrassed. I was doing it so wrong beforehand. So I started doing it like that. And then I actually became friends with one of the personal trainers at the gym. He came up to me and was like, what the fuck are you doing? And I was like, oh, bent over row. And he was like, no, you're not. And this 50-year-old man literally knew nothing. And he came up to me, and I was like 18 at the time, came up to me, told me completely wrong form. I was literally like twisting my body.
That's mad.
I was like shrugging up a weight, like it was dangerous.
But you trust these people, don't you?
Yeah, because you
just think, like, you think they're experienced, you think they know what they're talking about.
Yeah. And they don't.
He could have been lying on purpose.
Yeah. So I think, that was obviously a bit different to social media, but I think always like check with, but then again, I guess it's like, who do you trust? You want to check with someone who's qualified.
But also, like, people find out things. For example, like in 2021, they did a study and they found out that the sumo deadlift is not actually it's not the most beneficial for your glutes.
Yeah. Like
conventional is probably better.
Which was like mind blowing for the fitness industry.
Because everyone is like sumo, hip thrust, sumos.
Glutes, yeah.
And like, I've never done sumos because my hips are like weird.
Yeah, I've always been like, oh, that's so weird that sumos are supposed to be better for glutes, when I always feel conventional deadlifts so much more in my glutes.
Yeah. And people think like, oh, there's everyone says it, so it must be true. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
And then new studies come about, and everyone is proven wrong, and everyone's like, oh.
Yeah, exactly. And it just goes straight, doesn't it?
That was like me with the squeezing the glutes. Like, I think I asked someone, I was like, why are you not squeezing your glutes at the end of the squat? Not like, I'll just genuinely like, And they were like, yeah, you're not meant to because da, da, da. And I was like, oh my God. Yeah. What have I been doing all this time just because I've, so it's just so many things like that like I used to pick up on, and I'm so gullible sometimes. Like, if I see it on social media, I would literally think it is the truth.
Yeah.
And it's like, real, you know?
Yeah, and I think Instagram has gotten so much better now, but especially when I first started like a few years ago, I used to remember like all of the workouts were just weird versions of the basic exercises, because everyone's like, you need to shock your muscles, you need to do this, you need to do that. Like, no, you don't. Stick to the basics, progressively overload, and you'll be a winner.
Literally.
But there's all this weird stuff and that people then go and do in the gym, and I used to do it all the time. I used to be like, okay, I need to do I don't even know what I used to do.
It's so weird looking back. And actually, I'm really glad that I started my fitness account like quite early on in my journey. Like, I was still a bit more advanced than I was, but like my form was still really shit. Yeah. But like looking back at your videos, like makes you realize how far you've come and like your progress and how much your form has actually like improved.
Yeah. And I think that something that I also want to touch upon is the fact that you posted it quite a lot, but like I think you posted it yesterday or the day before. You posted a side by side of your body, and you were very slim beforehand.
Yeah.
And you have gained a lot of muscle mass.
Thank you.
So how did that come about?
Yeah, so I've never been like a large person. I've always been fairly like skinny. Can I say that?
You can, sure. You say what you want. I know there's so many.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what
words where you're like, oh.
As in, like, I basically had no muscle.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. My Siri is going crazy right now.
I basically had no muscle. I was literally like skin and bone. Mm-hmm. Not for any reason. Like, I don't think I was unhealthy. I mean, you know, I actually ate a lot. I think I just had a very high metabolism. Like, I used to eat a lot of sugar. Like, I have a very sweet tooth. I still do. I remember at school, like I would eat sweets after sweets after sweets after school. And I'm really lucky that I didn't actually put on weight, because I used to eat a lot of junk food. But I think I knew it was like unhealthy, but I still did it because.
Yeah, I guess in a way you almost are looking at your body.
Yeah, I'm like, oh well, it's not making me fat, so I'll just carry on. And obviously it's all the inside and stuff.
And yet you don't realise the harm it's actually doing to you.
But anyway, so I've never been like overly large. And I kind of just wanted to build muscle because my legs are always so like stick thin. And I was like, I want muscle, you know? And I had no strength. I felt like I just, you know.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why. I mean, I wasn't unhealthy.
Yeah.
I don't think anyway. As in like my weight wise.
Yeah.
But looking back at pictures, it makes you realise how thin I actually was.
Did you realise back then how thin you are?
No.
You just thought,
I thought,
shape. Yeah.
But at that time,
it was in fashion.
It was in fashion because big bums weren't really.
No.
It was more of the abs.
Do you remember when it used to be like a I was about to say compliment, not a compliment. What? It used to be like a diss to be like, oh, you've got a big bum. Or like, oh my god, look what your bum looks like in that. If someone says that to me now, I'm like, damn, thanks. But like, literally, if someone said that to you when you were like 10, you'd be like, or back then, you'd be like, oh my gosh.
It's so weird how times change. Like, abs was very much talked about then when I started, and thigh gaps. That's why I think I didn't think I was like thin. Yeah, because
you had a thigh gap.
I had a thigh gap.
You were making it.
Literally. And I was like, and I think I did have a toned stomach, which, you know, I probably thought was from the ab workouts. That was actually because my body fat percentage was just that low.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just weird, like how trends change. Like now it's all about like being curvier, having a bigger bum. Like I'm not really bothered about abs anymore. I mean, my body fat percentage is like, like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's not, it's not something that I like strive to want. Like, obviously, like, yes, I want a low body fat percentage, but that's not just for abs. Like, that's for my whole muscle definition as a whole. Like, for me, seeing back definition is way more.
Oh my God.
Literally.
You know what I know with back definition? I love it.
Like, I would way prefer to have back definition than abs, like, or obliques or whatever. Like, that is I just love it, like, because you can see all your hard work. Like, yes, ab is good, but I don't actually do ab workouts. I kind of just use my like compound and whatever.
Exactly.
But
and so you started the gym how many years ago? Properly.
If I'm counting when I was at Oxford Brookes,
and
the female, that was when I was 18, 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
But that wasn't a structured, so that's why I don't really count it as much, because that wasn't a structured plan. That was me kind of just doing random exercises.
Yeah.
But I did do quite heavy squats. My form was shit, but like it was still me doing weights. But
so then obviously I assume then when you started doing it more structured and you actually put some thought process behind it and you got your form good, that's when
I'd say 3 years ago is when I actually like did a structured plan. I started doing upper body workouts first time, like proper ones, like push, pull, stuff like that. So I'd probably say 3 years, but like 4 is kind of when I started getting into it, like trying,
attempting.
But
I love that. So obviously we can't not mention your social media.
Oh, I was like, what are we mentioning?
I know, I was trying to scare you.
I was like, oh.
Yeah, we can't not mention your social media. So for people who don't know, Claudia has a pretty big following on Instagram at Claudia Rose Fit with 2 T's. So how did that come about? Did you just do it originally for yourself, or what was like your purpose behind the account?
I remember I was on FaceTime with my friend. This was when I was in Edinburgh, uni. I was on FaceTime and I was like, I kind of want to start a fitness account. It was so spontaneous. Like, it was, at late at night, like it's one of those thoughts that you just like, I want to be this. And I'm very impulsive, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and make it. So I did.
Oh my gosh.
And I didn't think it was going to grow. Like, I didn't really know. Yeah. I was just kind of like, I'm just going to post. And obviously, I wasn't that experienced at the time. Like, my form was quite shit. But, I mean, it wasn't that bad. Some of it was okay. But anyway. And so I just kept posting. And I think I made it private at the start. And then I kind of, like, made it public.
Yeah.
But I was very scared.
I was about to say, did you stress when people you knew found it?
Yeah. People from school. But then at the end of the day, I was like, I'm at uni now.
Yeah.
Like, it's just fitness. Like, why does it have to be embarrassing? Why does it have to be? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think because I was very shy and I didn't have much confidence at school, people were like, oh my God, like she's making fitness count. She's like exposing herself. And I never really did that at school.
Yeah. Do you know what I had is when I bumped into quite a sporty girl that I used to go to school with. And back when I was at school, I literally did nothing.
Yeah.
And she was like, I cannot stress how much I can't believe you're a personal trainer. She was like, what the fuck? You never used to do sports at school. Like, I'm so confused. That's
literally me. Like, people, I mean, I don't think anyone's really said it. I mean, I think people have messaged me saying like, oh, I love your account. I can't believe,
that's so
congratulations.
Nice.
But I think people have thought like, whoa, I did not think she was into the gym or into sport, because I never was. And it was like, not even that many years ago. Like, it seems like a long time now because of how much I've kind of grown and like developed.
When did it kind of start to grow?
So back when the algorithm was like amazing.
In your favor.
Yeah. I would say it was the first few months I think it took a few months to like kind of kick off. But then after that, once I started putting like regular content out, it picked up very, very fast. I remember I had like 20,000 followers by the time it was March. So
oh my God.
January, February, March, like 3-4 months. And I was like, what? And I remember watching the followers just go up and up and up.
Yeah.
And I've never bought a single follower in my life. Like, loads of people have asked me, like, have you bought followers? I'm like, no.
What's the point?
I don't want to buy followers because that's just a fake account. Like, I didn't make my account because I wanted to grow. I didn't even think I could.
Yeah.
I didn't even think I'd get to 1,000.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really know how to do that. I was just like...
And that wasn't your goal.
No. So when I did start growing, I was like, what is happening? But that kind of made me like want to post more and keep it consistent. And I think the key is consistency.
Yeah.
I remember waking up and I would have a post ready to post at 12 every single day.
That's so good.
Now my time's changed and I don't post every day, but I'm obviously busier now and stuff.
Yeah.
But like I was so consistent. I would go to the gym, I'd film, I would take pictures, whatever. And then the brands started coming in. So then I started working with my protein.
Were they your first one?
No, I started with Protein Mod actually.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so interesting.
And then Woman's Best, then My Protein.
Oh my gosh. Actually, I didn't know you were Woman's Best.
Protein Mod I didn't like. I left them because some of the things I didn't agree with.
Okay.
Which we won't talk about.
No. Everyone's gonna be like,
that can be for another time. I remember doing so many like ranting stories about so many brands, and like
I feel like I remember this.
Yeah, there's a few brands in the first lockdown. Like I left 2 brands, and I like outed them on my story.
I remember this,
but like I didn't do anything wrong. I wasn't trying to be a dick. Like, you know what I mean? I was trying to be honest. Like I always want to be honest, and like I don't want to be like, yeah, I've left them.
And you have people asking, so you're like, well, I'm not going to lie to you, and
I'm only going to be with a brand if I feel it's right and if I want to be with them.
Yeah.
And in that case, they did things that I wasn't happy with, so I left them, and I moved on.
Exactly.
To bigger and better things.
Exactly. Now you're with Do You Even and My Protein.
Yeah, I wasn't with them for long, but Protein Mod was actually my first like influencer ambassador event that I went to.
Oh, that's so exciting.
And I think going to events, obviously now they don't happen because of like COVID and stuff, but going to events really helped me gain my confidence. Like starting my fitness account, I've massively gained my confidence because I used to be so shy. I used to be massively introverted, and like I wouldn't say I was an extrovert now, but I would say I'm more in the middle now because of the confidence I've gained from the gym and also my account. Like going to events, meeting new people, like I'm so sorry, guys. Do you want to explain why you're laughing?
We basically just filmed a amazing podcast and we were so excited for it. We were like shaking beforehand. And then during the podcast, I can just see the microphone shaking the whole time because
I kept fidgeting my toe like on the table. Can you see that?
Yeah, and then
was it shaking the camera?
I hope not.
Because I was like this.
Yeah, so it was shaking everything.
So Grace had to like, you couldn't see it in the camera.
So basically what I was doing for anyone who's watching this is my hand was going underneath and I was just holding the microphone still, but luckily you couldn't see on the camera just to try and to do that. And also we have laughing fits all the time, don't we?
And I was completely oblivious that she was holding the microphone and also that I was like fidgeting my toe because I'm such a massive fidgeter. And then after she's like, Claudia, you were shaking the microphone. Like she was probably had massive anxiety thinking it's gonna like fall off or something. Anyway, just then I like tapped it and she started laughing, so it made me laugh. I'm so sorry, guys.
I can't even remember what we're talking about. Influencing and
Anyway, so I've been
continue.
So I've been to a few My Protein events actually.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's so nice meeting people that you've known on Instagram, but not known.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I knew you on Instagram before.
Yeah, we only met a few months ago.
That's mad.
I know. Now we see each other every week.
Can't get rid of that.
I know.
No, but we knew of each other before meeting.
Yeah, exactly. And it was just so nice to like meet like-minded people and just
it honestly is so nice. And like doing things as a group, like they always like I've been to a few events where they do like we did at Barry's. Have you heard of Barry's? Yeah, we did that. And then like a dinner after, and it's just so nice to like connect because you're all ambassadors and you're all like doing the same thing, putting content out there. But obviously it's really sad now that COVID is here.
It's kind of stopped it. Yeah. What are your long-term goals?
I really want to do a powerlifting competition.
Yes.
I might like that. Probably sounds like what, but a long-term goal. Like obviously, I want to do like a proper strength program before, and obviously build up my strength. But yeah, I just love strength training. Like it's my favorite type of training, and like I think I can definitely improve my compounds at my squat, bench, deadlift, and I think I can definitely push myself because I love strength training.
Yeah.
And like I know a lot of people are against 1 rep maxes, but I fucking love it. Like,
and to be honest, I think that's one of the most important things for the gym for me, and I think for you as well, is that we go because we love it. We go because we enjoy it. We go because of the feeling that it gives us.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, it is a massive benefit that we also get to sculpt our body into what we want it to look like. That's but to me, that's not even like the first thing of why I go to the gym. It's such like an afterthought.
That's why like bodybuilding isn't why I go to the gym. Like, obviously, yes, going on a bulk's good, you build muscle. But strength training for me, like, I feel way more like excited to hit numbers, hit PBs. And like, I don't just do 1 rep maxes, obviously. Like, the last strength program I did was the Texas method, which is like 5x5 and stuff like that. So it's kind of small reps, but you know, it's not just 1 rep maxes. But I just love the feeling afterwards. Like, obviously, there is times that you're going to fail, but that pushes you.
Yeah, I think it's so like, it's so strong because in the gym, there's always times when what you do doesn't quite work out. What you try to lift, what you think you can lift, you can't.
Yeah.
But I think like if you haven't ever failed, then you're not pushing yourself hard enough.
You have to fail in order to kind of know
and to grow from
like
there.
You know,
God, this is getting deep.
You have to fail in order to like grow. No, but it's so true. Like, I think I failed my 100 kg squat. No, I know I did. I failed my 100 kg squat the first time.
Yeah.
And so I did the same with 90. I did the same with 95. But that's you pushing yourself. That's you testing yourself. That's you saying, right, okay, I'm not quite there yet. Let's keep.
Yeah. And we're not saying everyone goes to the gym
and
go do
no.
maxes. We are definitely not saying that. But it's the same way, like, push yourself on if you're doing something for 10 reps, make sure that final rep is like close to failure.
Don't give up after 8 reps. If you know you can do 2, do the extra 2. If the 2's easy, go up in weight. Obviously in increments and like, you know.
Yeah, safely.
Safely. But yeah, like, I would love to do a powerlifting competition.
Okay.
Because
I'm going to hold you to
you know what? I don't know.
2020?
Next year or the year after.
Okay.
Because I actually want to go through a proper strength. I want to go on a bulk and then go on a proper strength program. I need to increase my numbers, like, you know.
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
Because the last time I did like a proper strength program was like a year ago. So the numbers that I'm at now, numbers that I have, is not the most, like, you know what I mean? I can push myself. So yeah, I mean, it was something I'm thinking about, and like, obviously it is scary. Like, what if I don't make the lift, whatever? But I think, you know, a lot of people will fail. I mean, sometimes your body might not be as rested on one day. Yeah. And another day you can do it.
Yeah, and especially being girls as well. Like, if the competition happens full on the week of your period.
Yeah, exactly. It's just life. But you know, you do another competition.
Exactly.
Or you stash more in the gym, like, you know what I mean? But what was I gonna say? Oh, you know what, I've forgotten.
That's okay.
It was something about powerlifting. I'm so obsessed.
The last thing I was going to say to you is, so obviously you started the gym a few years ago.
Yeah.
You've slowly built it all up. You've been now doing it properly.
Yeah.
Of course, we know there's still so much more to learn.
Yeah.
However, amongst that and then starting your Instagram account, you also got your qualification and you're an online coach.
Yeah.
How did that come about? What kind of turned you from being like, this is a passion, this is what I want to do for myself, to, okay, I actually want to help other people do this as well?
So obviously, well, not obvious. I basically have got a photography degree at Edinburgh. So I've just graduated. And that is obviously nothing to do with fitness. I mean, it can kind of come into Instagram and stuff. But anyway, and it was only really at uni when I kind of decided that, well, not decided, but like, that's when I got into fitness. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, I love fitness. And then I was going to change and see if I could do like a sports science degree.
Yeah.
But because I didn't do a science A level, I couldn't. So I was like, okay. But now I've realised that it doesn't matter what degree you've got.
No.
I'm still happy I've got a degree. Like, I don't regret it one bit.
No.
But you don't need to have a specific degree to do a personal trainer qualification.
Exactly.
So I did my course online part-time and whilst I was at uni. So that kind of gave me like 1 or 2 years. I mean, it was a bit hectic with COVID and doing practicals and stuff, but you know, that gave me the time to do uni and that on the side. And I just thought I want to learn more.
Yeah.
So I did that PT qualification to kind of learn more. And also I love helping people. Like, since starting my account, I've had so many messages saying or asking questions or saying, you really inspire me. You really,
That's amazing.
You know, like, how did you grow your account? How did you do this? How did you do that? And that really like motivates me to kind of like help more people and like, you know what I mean? So that's 100%. Kind of why I wanted to start online coaching, because I've had coaches in the past and I know how helpful it was to me.
Yeah.
And so I just want to help other people.
Yeah,
and
I love that.
It's not even for the money, like, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not even doing it full time, but I love helping people and seeing their progress, because I know how happy it makes me.
Seeing the change in them.
Yeah.
And knowing that you've impacted someone's life. And in some cases you've like changed someone's life.
Yeah. It's such a good feeling.
Yeah. I love that. I was about to say thank you for coming on the podcast, but you're going to be here anyway, so
I am a co-host.
Exactly. Thank you for letting me interview you.
Letting me in. I thought you were going to say letting me inside your life. I was like,
thank you for letting me inside your life too. Yeah.
Next time we'll be talking about your journey.
Yeah. Which there's a lot of similarities.
Yeah.
But also a lot of differences. So I think that'll be quite interesting, hopefully.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you for listening, guys. If you want to find Claudia on Instagram, what is your Instagram, please?
Claudia Rose Fit with 2 T's at the end.
And my Instagram is Grace Petrie PT, and it is spelled Petrie.
PT.
Yeah, PT. And we will speak to you very soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.